Hello. You alright? So, today, hopefully I'm going to get some footage for you. It's a boiler that's been having lots, over the years, I've looked after this boiler a few years, it's been having lots and lots of issues with rectification, ionisation. The leads are constantly failing on it. And I've belt and braced it this time with a PCB because the lead was that bad, I couldn't test the PCB. And previously I've had a loose connection on this board and really had to wiggle the lead to get it all to work. So enough bodging around with it, let's just get the thing fixed. This system also had, it's also got a dilution fan on it, so it's a bit rare. It's not particularly rare, but it's a little bit unusual, especially if you're a domestic plumber. So I'm gonna got to do a safety check on it all, make sure the dilution system's working and it's bringing the ppm in line with the regulations. This is a very, very old system. The dilution system is actually part of it, or a good bit of it is asbestos. You've probably, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen me post about resealing all the joints on it, because although it's an asbestos flue and it's asbestos blah blah blah, it's still working and it's still operating fine. It's just the joints have failed, so obviously just cemented them all back up. So anyway, I will catch up with you when I'm there, and hopefully I can film. Hopefully they're not too cross, because this got turned off and failed because of lack of safety devices on the dilution system before Christmas, and we are now in January. So yeah, I'll see you there. Okay, so here I am. This is the flue system that where is it there, condemned. So dilution system, it didn't have any safety device on it basically. So let me turn you. So obviously we've now fitted this air pressure switch interlock onto it. So that's now working. This boiler doesn't work, that's what we're here to fix today and cert it all. So we've got to check the dilution system works. And it's your certificate. Currently obviously this boiler still works, so that's good. That boiler does not, that's what we're here to fix. Previously that gas pipe was unpainted, it was heavily corroded. Luckily we were able to clean that up, get it painted and labelled. But yeah, so today I'm going to try and sort this. I'm just going to point something out that's a bit unusual about these boilers. These funny little tubes here on the front, which go to above the heat exchanger, come down and bring air, yeah, primary air, there onto the injectors. So that's fumes effectively being pulled down there as primary air from up here. I'll show you that when it comes out. Now I don't know this, but my assumption here is that's to help reduce NOx, because that's effectively what an EGR valve does, I believe, in a car or van. It pulls the fumes from the exhaust and adds it to the intake to basically, I think it's to reduce the flame temperature, which reduces NOx, and it does that by basically there's less oxygen in it, I believe. Not 100% sure, but it's something like that. That's what I think they're there for. Maybe someone who knows can comment and let us know. Okay, so there we go. Let's put that on. See the holes there? Corresponds with the tubes. That obviously takes that from above the heat exchanger there and brings it straight down there on top of the injectors. So we'll take that out now. So you see that? And obviously brings it straight on top of the injectors there. So yeah, this boiler's not in the best of nick. It did previously, about 3 years ago, had quite a bad leak here, but it did eventually seal itself up. We've recommended replacement several times, but you know, people ain't got the money, so you carry on as you are. Yeah, I'll get this apart now and we'll get all the bits and bobs changed. I should have another video, it's a long time since I've done it, but I should have another video explaining this fault here and how I tried to tape up this yellow wire to get it going. Alright, so I've pulled the burners out, got this burner out. Obviously I undo the pilot assembly for that. I usually take that out as well, can't remember why, if I'm totally honest. So I'm going to replace these. Here's this lead that's definitely been giving problems over the years. You can see it's taped there, that's what fixed it last time. I'm going to clean the pilot assembly, change both the electrodes back to that circuit board, replace that board, and hopefully that gets us up and running. I thought that was a leak, it's not, it's where a smoke matcher has gone, I think. Yeah, I can't see anything dripping up there. Can you see anything dripping up there? No. Actually, I've got old Henry in here as well now. But hopefully we'll have this boiler working and not locking out in a little bit. Okay, so there's the board. Gonna change. That's already missing. There's a little bit of heat damage on this one here, look. But anyway, that's the one we're gonna change. One board out. So I've done the usual here. I'm checking the pilot injector, which is actually fine. As you can see, there's a nice big hole in the middle there, look. Not dirty, not blocked. And it's harder to see with my eye than it is with my phone because I am getting old, so my eyes ain't as good as they used to be, so I now use my phone to help me see things like that. So that's good, that's going to go back in. I'll get all of this rebuilt. If you know, you know about the old redback boots. Anyway, let's get this built back up. So I've taken the pilot assembly completely out, and you can see I've scraped up where it mounts to that burner, yeah? So where it goes through there, where the two screws go through and pull it tight onto the burner, I've cleaned it up because you can see how rusty it is. So the reason I've scraped that up and cleaned it up, anything that will help that spark jump from one electrode to the tip of this, it's not that electrode either, but to the tip of the pilot assembly, which needs to be earthed, will improve the spark. So just a little scrape up there, put it back in, that should all help. All these little things help. Okay, so that's that all rebuilt. It's a new electrode. Yeah, new spark electrode, new rectification electrode, and obviously I've checked the pilot assembly. I've cleaned everywhere where everything meets. I've scraped it to try and get, let's see if you can see it on here. Can't really see it on there. See if I can get it to focus. Not really. And maybe you can see that edge is a little bit scraped there. So I've scraped everything. It's all new. Fingers crossed this boiler will run and just light up and work. We'll see. So that's that in place, wired up. These things always break. I'm actually going to go and get some hot glue, I think, and glue them in place, because they are the lights and they fall out and they take 5 minutes to work out which one's which and put them back in. It is all labelled, but the fact that they're all cable tied together makes it, you know, pain. So I'm now going to glue them in place so they don't move, hopefully. That's better. Not the neatest, I must say, but they're not going to come out now. But obviously I just, let me show you this. There it is. So I just take a normal glue gun glue stick and then just heat it. Okay, so to get this back up, it's weird, you sort of put it, it drops down, and you have to lift it up on itself, and it goes up, and it should go in, and you know if you've got it right, because them little brass bits will be behind in the plastic and not in front. So that's correct. A couple of screws go in there, and hopefully we don't have to open this again. Alright, so I put all of this back in, all the burners back in, that front insulation pad bit. I've turned the gas on, sprayed that up. Obviously I can't do any connections this side of that until it's running. I've put them screws in there, that's what hold this on, and of course I forgot the earth, so I've done that twice. And then up here I've got to put these 3 on, but there's an earth here that I've always forget as well, which I'll try not to this time by putting it on now and doing that. Now remember, with boilers, earth paths are important not only for safety of us, but they're also to do with ignition and rectification, you know, ionisation. Earth's important on boilers, so leaving them off on certain boilers can lead to intermittent issues. I'm not saying this one would have that, I don't know, but I'm just making you sort of aware that they do have problems. So I'll nip these up, get these on, turn it all on, and see where we're at. LDF the rest and test it. I mean, that always looks ropey, doesn't it? But I've checked, it doesn't leak. Whatever bodge that was is fine, it's working. So I'll put that fuse back in. It's on, ready to go. I'll turn the flue fan on. And this should try and work in a minute. The moment I paused it, it started sparking. It's sparking, although you can't see it because the spark is too fast. I can see that is sparking at the pilot every time. Every click you hear is a spark. It's just a waiting game now. It locked out, but that's fine. That whole pilot tube is going to be empty. The gas has been off for ages, so there's probably no gas left in any of that there. Well, there isn't because I've had it out. So that's fine. That is fine. And look, we've got a nice strong lockout light because someone glued it. Boiler on light clearly don't work, but never mind. I'll get back to you once this is lit. I might have to press that 4 or 5 times. This is its 4th time of trying. Oh, there is a flame there. There is a flame, it's tiny. What just happened there? It lit and then it didn't light, I think. But we're getting a pilot now. Bad pilot, but a pilot nonetheless. So we're halfway there. Halfway there. Once we get a decent pilot, I think what's doing is rectifying, it's knowing there's a pilot, going to open the main burner, and then suddenly there isn't a pilot. So look what happens here, right? So what you should see is it will spark and light, and the moment it tries to go to main flame, it drops out. I don't know why yet. Sparking, sparking. Come on. Lit. Drops out. It's like the moment it tries to put the main flame on, it drops out. Sparking, lit straight away. Oh, open the main thing and then died. Every time it tries to open the main burner, it's dying. I don't understand that. That's quite bizarre. So the first thing I do in this situation is I assume I've done something wrong here. Yeah, so I'm looking at my wiring. Yeah, so I've got orange, earth, yellow with one spade connector unused, and here we have orange, earth, yellow. So it is exactly the same. The boiler's still doing the same thing. I'm going to put the old bore back in quickly. If not, it's either the coil on the gas valve is shorting to earth and drawing the power down, or something along their lines, so I can check that, or it's that board there. They're the two things I think it could be, the gas valve or that board. But first thing I'll do is change that board. Alright, so that's the new one taken back out, old one put back in. Something click on there. We go. Same thing. Same thing. It lights the moment it goes to rectify, it drops out. That's a very, very bizarre thing. It's either there's a voltage problem. I don't know how to check that easily. Yeah. Okay, well I'm going to have a little think here and see what I reckon it could be. I mean, it could be that other board. The way to check that would be just to swap them out, would be the easiest way. Same again, hear that? Lights the pilot, the moment it goes to put power to the main gas valve, it drops out. Look, I can do some voltage checks between the valves, I can do some voltage checks on the boards. That's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to do some resistance to earth checks on the gas valve and see what happens. So that's the pilot there, yeah? Pilot and main gas valve, L3, L4, which are violet, yeah, and orange, with a common blue. The common blue is just a neutral that goes on in between them there, yeah? And then C there is the orange, so that should be the second one down, and violet should be the top one, which is what we got, yeah? So that lighter blue there is shared by both of these, all right? And that should be a neutral. Okay, so let me tell you what I've done. I've checked this, the gas valve connector here, which runs down to here. I've checked all of them. So basically the orange is the pilot, the violet is the main gas, and that light blue is the neutral. I've compared this boiler and that gas valve to that boiler and that gas valve. Everything's the same. That all makes sense. There's no short to earth on this gas valve. I've pulled that off, used the earth pin on it and checked all the otherwise, no short to earth on that. So my thoughts are that it's this board is not sending the right power to that board, or what's happening is when it's meant to supply power to the other solenoid, the voltage is dropping out. That's my thought process on it. Now, I mean, the easy way to check is to take that board out of there, swap it in there, see if the boiler works. If that's the case, and it's definitely the board, I think I'm going to do that, which, you know, I'm privileged here to be able to do that. My next thing, if I was just dealing with this one boiler and all I had was this wire and diagram and what's in front of me, I would call the manufacturer. I would. I mean, there's definitely some heat damage on there. Come on, there, you know, and there. So, you know, it may just be that the relays are not making good enough contact and they're getting hot. I don't feel it, to be honest. Okay, I've swapped them over. There's a wee bit more heat damage on this one here. Turn that one on. Yeah, done the same thing. Wow, okay. What the hell is causing this then? I think it done exactly the same thing. It's on. My brain is hurting. Like I say, I'm pretty sure. Same thing again. Same thing again. Okay, let's see if this one works. Spark in the way. That one's lit and running, yeah? So the fault is not with the board. I'm going to now check. I'm pretty sure the power comes to the little board on the white wire. I'm going to check if that white wire, the voltage suddenly drops when it tries to send power to that other solenoid. It's going again. the moment it does it, it drops out. So let me show you on this one. So I think power comes from the pink wire here. That pink wire at the top there on that board goes out to a wiring centre built onto the back of that, and then goes through the safety stat and stuff, and then goes to this board here. I'm wondering if there's a bad connection on the overheat or something, or for some reason it's just not getting enough power. Here we go. Trying again. The moment it does it, it drops out. The moment it sends power to that gas valve. Maybe I'll phone Ideal, maybe it's a common thing. So that main neutral up there, and then the white wire there. Okay. 240, main one lit. Here she went 238, 238. Let's do that again, turn it off, turn it on. 240, doesn't drop. Go back over here, same again. Wait for it to do it again. It's pretty boring for you lot. It's pretty boring for me as well, trust me. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, how can we... Right, if there's a voltage drop across these wires, like I say, I think it's the pink feeding it. So this should now go 0, yeah, and it has, because they're both 240 though, yeah. So that's showing 0. If there is a voltage drop across that, then it should show up here as a voltage, and that will be the drop. Sparking, no, it just bounces around. I'm really confused. Like I say, same resistance across the coils, no shortage to earth. Same resistance across the coils, no shortage to earth. Swapping the boards over, that made no difference. Never even got to 1 volt. Okay, it's definitely a phone Ideal time. Wow, this one's causing me some grief. So, Ideal Technical are busy, can't get hold of them at the sec. I'm gonna... I don't know. I'm going to check resistance through the overheat stat. I'm going to try and... I might bridge it, to be honest. I might bridge that overheat stat, because I think the main power to that second board that controls the gas valve comes through the overheat stat. If I link that out and it then works, it's just dirty contacts probably. So I think I'm going to go down that route in a minute. After I've checked all these connections, if it's still doing the same thing, that's all I can think to do. So... yeah, and hopefully Ideal call me back and they're just like, oh yeah, it'll be a flange giblet, but you know, I don't know, who knows. Alright, so Ideal have called me back. They have said the pilot solenoid on these boilers should be 60 kiloohms, 60 kiloohms, and on both of my boilers, let's turn you around, on both of mine, yeah, pilot solenoid, I'm getting 50.55 kiloohm. So I'm getting 558 ohms. Yeah? On that one. And 0.58 on that one. So my readings on both boilers are basically the same, but he is telling me it's the gas valve. I've explained this to him. He said, if you want to prove it, swap the gas valve between the boilers because one works. So I think I'm about to waste my time. I'm pretty sure I'm about to waste my time, and I am going to swap the gas valve between the boilers. I've got the guy's name. So Josh, you told me to do it, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and we'll see if the fault moves. I hope you're right, but I just can't see the fault moving across personally. But we'll see. Never say never. Definitely been wrong in the past. I'm going to do it from this union. It is a bit of a pig because you've got a bracket here as part of it, and obviously you've got something here and there. You've got to pull it that way on. But I'm doing that so I don't break any of these joints here on the gas valve, because if I do that, I've then got 4 gas joints I've got to try and reseal. I mean, if the fault moves, then amazing, amazing. It's 1:31 right now. Let's see how long this takes. Here we go. Pile it out. There we go. One gas valve for the swapping. So as I'm undoing this pilot on this one to swap the gas valves over, what's just dawned on me is something I definitely should have checked. What about if when the main burner's coming on, it was just taking the gas away from the pilot? Could just be that. As soon as the main burner opens, it was taking the gas away from the pilot, it went out. Could have been that, and I didn't check it. So if I swap this over, and the fault stays on that boiler, that's what I'll check. If the fault moves to this boiler, that is also what I will check, rather than it being the gas valve, because they measure out so close. But I should have checked that. That would save me a lot of messing about. The easy way to check that would be have this front all open like this and use a taper to keep that pilot lit, or guarantee that pilot's lit. If the main burner then comes on and stays on, obviously without burning your arm off, then that'd be that. So we'll get to that in a minute if that's the case. Look what I've just spotted in here. Alright, so they're both swapped over. What are we? We're 1:55 now, so it took 34 minutes to do. Just turn them on. I've got obviously LDF now. And the bottom of them. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to turn it on. We'll get back to you. Sparking, pilot, bad pilot, bad pilot. It's going to go out as well because there'll be air in it. I'm going to put my arm. Pilot's not right now. And there's no adjustment for the pilot on this gas valve. I'll tell you what, let's just see if the other one works, shall we? Can't see a spark right now. You couldn't make it up, could you? There's an occasional spark on that there. Look, it's arcing out there, you see it? Anyway, that's done. I've taped up that. I've just used electrical tape to try and stop that arcing. Oh, that would have been good, wouldn't it? Hold on there. Let's turn that back on. No, it didn't move because that's working. So it's not the gas valve then, is it? So we leave this one as it is. Let's try and get that one going. Maybe it's just a pilot. Let's have a look at this pilot again. It's a nice pilot, isn't it? Goes straight onto the burner. Let's try and work with this pilot here. Let me finesse the gas valve. The injector looked clean as well, but blow through the pilot tube, clean the injector, try again. I can feel it. I can feel it's on my face, isn't it? Egg, because I I can't blow through the pilot tube. So that might be our problem, eh, after all of this. Actually see the debris in it. Look. How did I miss that? That's a bit better. I am going to take this to the van and clean it as well. Although it looked okay, I mean it does look okay, it looks okay. I'm still going to take it to the van just in case. But that's all back together, so. It's just a waiting game now for it to start. It will just suddenly start. That's what it's been doing the whole time. I'm actually going to turn that on because I've got some faith. Here we go. Good. There you go. What a donut. What a donut. All of that for a block pilot tube, mate. That's embarrassing. Fixed. So here we go. That boiler's running. And that boiler's running. That's just starting to get bluer. The flame, that is. Burner pressure's too high. Burner pressure's a millibar a bit higher than it should be. Okay. Maybe this valve's sticking a wee bit. Oh. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. It's unstuck now though. The valve was stuck. Just tweak it, get it right. About 10.2. Alright, we'll call that for now. Let it bounce around. Once it warms up, we'll check it. But yeah, both boilers now working. There's some thermal shock right there, isn't it? Oh, goodness me. All that for a pilot, eh? You win some, you lose some. Okay, so remove the warning notices off stuff. These are ready to go. I'm going to do I'm obviously going to check the dilution system works fine. I've checked all the boilers, I've cleaned them all out. They're all fine. The flues aren't leaking, although they look terrible. That's all good. So just the dilution system now outside. So let's turn them both on. They're both on and lit. Let's go. Okay, so we're all done. Both boilers were firing during that test. So I think that's all good. I'm just going to say before someone comments that there's no isolation on coming into this plant room. I have already mentioned that to them. But it is the only gas here and the meter is just the other side of the wall there. So, you know, it is what it is. As you can see, it's asbestos city here. The walls, sorry, the ceiling, the flue, obviously the back of this door. And when I first came here, they had never had a survey and they didn't have a management plan in place. So, catch you later.